These images show Ukrainian forces destroying Russian tanks and infantry on the front lines of the battlefield. The footage, filmed by a drone, shows what appears to be a piece of Russian armor being hit by Ukrainian ordnance before Russian soldiers can be seen fleeing the area. A nearby farmhouse then appears to be hit before a second piece of armor is also hit, as soldiers that appear to have been stationed in the farmhouse can be seen fleeing as well. The images then cut to what appears to be a tank burning in a forested area before the footage shows a large explosion. A drone can then be seen dropping a bomb on a Russian tank, with one of 4 soldiers scrambling into the vehicle and driving off while their comrades hang on to the top of the tank. The footage ends with a drone dropping a bomb on 4 Russian soldiers who appear to take cover as it lands next to them. The images were obtained from the 92nd Separate Mechanized Brigade named after Koshovo Ataman Ivan Sirk of the Ukrainian Ground Forces on Tuesday, 22th November, along with a statement saying, "Good hunting." Cossacks of the 92nd Brigade continue to fire the Russian women. Only by joint efforts are we approaching victory. And video footage shared online this week shows Russian soldiers fleeing from a Ukrainian drone. The footage, which has not been independently verified by 1945, appears to show soldiers located somewhere in Ukraine scattering as the drone chases them. The 3 soldiers split up in hopes of outrunning the drone, and occasionally, what looks to be a grenade or other kind of ammunition dangling from the drone can be seen entering the shot. At the sight of a Ukrainian drone, terrorists learn to run loose, Popular War Analysis Twitter account Renegati said in a post from Sunday. Users commenting on the video suggested that the drone operator may have been purposely attempting to taunt the soldiers. However, given that the soldiers did not surrender, the drone operator may also simply have been attempting to catch the soldiers. The clip also appears to show several large craters in the ground, suggesting that similar drone strikes may have occurred in the moments, or days, in the run-up to this incident. Similar video footage shared on Friday by the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense also appears to show a Russian soldier surrendering to a Ukrainian drone. The video, uploaded to Twitter, included a caption from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry describing drones as the fiercest enemies of Russian occupiers. But it turns out not all of them, the tweet continues. This one took into captivity an occupier that realized that surrender is a chance to survive, as opposed to attempting to resist the UAF, where the chance of survival is 0. Drones no. The video, recorded from a rotary blade unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, above a Russian position, shows a Russian soldier holding his hands above his head as he walks out of the trees and into the open air. The soldier is careful to ensure that he does not reach for his weapon and indicates that he is willing to surrender and become a prisoner of war. Ukrainian in September that drones deployed in Kherson were not only being used to save Ukrainian lives, but also to capture Russian soldiers. Ukraine has used Western-supplied drones to its advantage for some time now, but Russia is beginning to catch up, with news this week revealing how Russia and Iran have agreed to begin the production of new attack drones to be used in Ukraine. Over the course of the past 24 hours, Ukraine's defense forces have repelled Russian attacks in Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts and have struck clusters of Russian military personnel, weapons, and equipment, as well as other critical Russian military targets, from the air and from the ground. Russian forces have carried out 9 airstrikes and 7 missile strikes, as well as over 50 attacks using multiple launch rocket systems, MLRS. Civilian infrastructure in Kamyshyvka and Novotroitsk, Zaporizhia Oblast, came under Russian fire. There were no changes on the Volyn, Polishcha, Syvershchina and Slobozhenskina fronts. There is no evidence that Russia is gearing up for a new offensive from the north. Units of Russian forces are performing tasks to secure the Russian-Ukrainian border in Bryansk and Kursk oblasts, Russia, on the Syvershchina front. The Russians are also carrying out demonstrative and provocative actions in the area. They fired on the positions of the Ukrainian armed forces near Roskovichy, Sumy Oblast. On the Kupiansk and Lyman fronts, Russian forces are defending their current positions and deploying tank guns, mortars, and tubed artillery to fire on areas in and around Orlyansk and Lozova, Kharkiv Oblast, Novoselivsk, Ploshchenka, Stelmakivka and Makiyivka, Luhansk Oblast, and Terny, Donetsk Oblast. On the Bakhmut and Avdiivka fronts, the Russians are focusing their efforts on conducting an offensive. They deployed tank guns and various types of artillery to fire on areas in and around 17 Ukrainian settlements, including Andrivka, Soldar, Bakhmut, Bakhmutsk, Maersk, Opatny, Yakovlivka, Vasil and Vodian, Donetsk Oblast. Russian forces are holding the line on the Novopavlivka and Zaporizhia fronts. They attacked the positions of Ukrainian defense forces using tank guns, mortars, and tubed and rocket artillery. "21 settlements came under Russian fire, including Bohoyavlenka, Vermivka, Volodar and Zolota Niva, Donetsk Oblast, and Huliapol, Zaliznikn, Malinivka and Murn, Zaporizhia Oblast. On the Kryvyi Rih and Kherson fronts, Russian forces are reinforcing their defenses and ensuring the efficiency of the ground lines of communication that supply the units on the front, which are defending their positions and relentlessly deploying artillery to fire on the positions of Ukrainian forces and civilian settlements on the right bank of the river Dnipro.